Hi everybody, this is Gail. So this is a recorded video because definitely the technology gods weren't with me today at noon East Standard Time. I was both on Facebook Live and on Periscope, but I just realized after the whole challenge day one was broadcasted that unfortunately on the Facebook Live video the sound was completely chopped, which now makes sense why nobody was answering me and commenting for me. And the Periscope also did kind of, it dropped off 20 minutes after, so really it's not a technology day. Later on during that day my iPad also decided to ask me for a passcode that I can't remember. Anyway, so here we are, this is a recorded video. Definitely, so Facebook Live, I don't think I'm going to be able to repair that because I looked online and there's much more people having this issue right now. So what's going to happen basically is that I am going tomorrow to do Periscope only, and I think it won't be as difficult for Periscope to broadcast because it will just be one device to be broadcasting on the Wi-Fi. So that's it for the technical difficulties of being an entrepreneur and trying to broadcast something live. So today is the first day of the 5-day live video series I'm doing. It's called Kick Fear to Confidently Start Your Own Coaching Business. So welcome to this. A little bit about me first. My name is Gail Lecoin. I'm a life and business coach, and I support women who are in the corporate race and stuck in it to basically reclaim their personal freedom, to be who they truly are, and most importantly as well, do what they really love. And so that means that most of the time it's about starting an online business, starting to do like me, a coaching online business. And so I just wanted to let you know a little bit of how I came to have this business now. So I did the leap 2 years ago, basically. I quit a super well paid communication job, and I basically, like the reason why I quit is because the values weren't aligned anymore. I had worked for 10 years for a flavor company, and recently, when I was around my 30s, I started doing a teacher training for yoga, to become a yoga teacher, because I really wanted to travel more, and I was like, this is always a stream of income that I can count on. And it has actually been very, very transformative to me. I really hated yoga before, but the teacher training and the yin yoga really allowed me to really understand what it is about. And so I started eating organic, and I really didn't feel good at work when making flavors for processed food and junk food to taste better really doesn't align with the chick who is doing yoga and eating organic every time she can. So it just didn't fit anymore. And that's why I made the jump. I moved to Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And I really had, intuition, and I followed the sign when I was there, which drove me to, which led me to doing the coaching and online business training that I did. So now, what is really cool about my business and my lifestyle is that I can actually be in the winter when it's cold. I can be in Mexico, in Playa del Carmen, in the Caribbean, where it's definitely 70 Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius every day, and sun and everything. And I really, 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 really love it. And then on the summer I can go to France to visit my family, and I go also in the US. So I'm basically sharing my time between these three, and I travel. I really love it. This year though, it's a little bit shifted, meaning that right now I'm in the US because I had a niece. My second niece was born on December 27th. And so I wanted to go see her. So I went end of April and I stayed all the months of May with them. And so that's why now I am in the US in Cincinnati, Ohio, right now. So the reason why I created this challenge to kick your fear and successfully start your own online business in coaching is because a couple of weeks ago in my Facebook group that is called Finding Yourself Abroad, Reclaim Your Personal Freedom, I had a woman asking me actually about fear, about starting her own business. And so I did a little bit of a survey with my email list. And actually I had 2 or 3 other women asking me questions. How did I make the jump? How did I prepare myself? And so those I really do believe are signs that there are more and more women who are inspired to take the path that I've taken, but they just don't have the information, or they don't have the knowledge that I have now to be able to make to be able to start their own business like successfully, confidently, without the overwhelm. And so I know how empowering this 5-day live video series can be, because basically I know how it will build a fire into your body, and you will be inspired to really take action. And that's what I really want, because I want you to feel this inspiration to then go do it. Because if you don't do it, then you're just a passive listener. And I can guarantee you that listening all day, all the webinar you can and all the videos you can are not going to make anything for you to realize your dream. Actions is what makes the difference between people who just dream and people who are actually successful in realizing their goal. So, so basically creating your own online business, what is the advantage I see is that, one, you can get very easily freedom on financially being free. You can also be location free like I am. I can be anywhere in the world. And you are really going to blossom through your travels, through the community that you will find to support you. And I'm really happy to do that today, because I am convinced that this is really creating the women leaders of that the world will need tomorrow. So I'm really happy. If you have this thing inside of you that is telling you you need to create your own business, you have something to offer, please listen to it, because you may be on the verge of becoming a really, really great woman leader, and the world needs your solution. The world needs your knowledge. So just to let you know, especially because of the logistical technical problems, if you want to have access to all the replays, if one day doesn't work for you, etc., I want you to make sure that you're signed up onto the email list. And so for that, you basically go to www.bit.ly/transform-fear. And the other way as well, you can also go to my website. If you know my website already, it's www.gaillecourt.com, GAELLELECOURT.com. And you can click on the 5-day challenge. It's in the latest news, so it's just above the menu, and it's below the big banner. There's a big banner with a picture. So, we are in for about, I think, 15 minutes of content together. So stay tuned. But before I do this, I wanted to remind you how you can win a 1-hour coaching session with me. So to enter a chance to win the 1-hour coaching session with me, you have to join live and ask a question each day. So of course I'm not gonna count day 1 because of the fact that this is a recording. But I would like you tomorrow and the next days to really get onto Periscope, to be live with me and ask me questions. then you have to go on the Facebook group that is called Finding Yourself Abroad to share the insights you have from the video. And at the end of the week also, I will send the workbook so that you can have, everything that we talked about each day. I want you to really share the insights of those. And like I said, so today's agenda is discover your ideal business idea and lifestyle. And so we will review the simple way to pick up the best business idea and the ideal lifestyle, because it goes hand in hand, like if you want to have a successful life, you have to have a business idea that is ideal and matching your ideal lifestyle, because you may have a super, super cool business idea, but if it's making you miserable in your life, that's not going to work. Anyway, so then we're going to see the 3 questions I would like you to ask yourself before starting your own business. And then I will talk to you about 6 clarity checkpoints. Those are 6 questions that I would like you to ask yourself to determine whether your biz is going to really take off and fly, or if it's going to sink and never exist again. So before we start, I just want you to take a moment, because this is something I do for my yoga class and for any time I meet and have to talk with women about what I do and intuition and business coaching, etc. I want you to set an intention right now. So if you want to close your eyes for a second, and let's just be mindful of our time together and why you're here. Because I really want you to set an intention for this time we are spending together, for the time you're listening to this video, so you can really focus your energy towards something specific that you'd like to accomplish today. It might be getting clarity on the biz idea that you will take. It can be the intention to do the homework so that you can really deep dive and find the answers that you've been searching for. And it could be also the intention that you will believe in yourself, that you will really, over the next 5 days, kick fears that are blocking you and really believing that you can start your own business successfully and confidently. And so when you have this intention, you can open your eyes. And I would like you to basically share this intention in the Facebook group, because it's really important for us to know, as a community of women who desire to build their own business, that we are basically witnessing the intention of each other, and that helps me also keeping you accountable to your desires. So that's really, really important that you're sharing the intention that you have for this challenge. And in particularly for today, I think the goal of today is to give you really tips to have a clear picture of your business idea and your ideal lifestyle. So let me talk to you about 5 different business models for a service-oriented business that fits you. So a service-oriented business is basically a business that you can do websites, you can do coaching, you can give consulting advice, you can declutter the home of people, do personal styling. All of those are services. So I will use mostly coaching example and some other couple of example I know some of you are in. So the first business model is you can sell info products and group programs. So basically this is like ebooks, recording of things you teach. It could be, I have a blank. Anything that is basically selling information and knowledge that you have. This is most of the time, self-study. So for example, if I put online a meditation, then people can buy it. It's automatically downloaded to them when they purchase it, and they can do whatever they want with it. Like they can listen to it, or they can keep it onto their hard drive and never touch it. That's self-study. Those products are not really expensive, and that's why it's driving a lot of people to buy it basically. The second point is, for the first point, what I wanted to tell you is that it's really leveraging your time, because you have time to create the content at the beginning. But then once it is made, if you've done the research correctly and if you know that there is a market for it, then people can buy it, like it could be midnight in the US, you're sleeping and somebody in Australia is going to buy it, and everything, like the sale is made, and they receive it, and so then you don't have time to spend on it except, like maintaining the website. The number 2 business model that I wanted to talk to you about is membership site. This is great for continuity and recurring income. So if you are not super cool into searching clients every month, if you're not very much excited about selling yourself, and if you want, to have like the security of the income coming back, you can do a membership website. So basically, once the people are in, every month they will be charged a certain amount. And so when you have, like one person multiplied by 12 months, and then you multiply that by, let's say, 100 people, then this is really like significant income, you can get. And you only have to keep updating the content. But what is cool about this business model is that you have to do the content, or you can actually delegate it or have other contributors. So for sure, during the creation of your membership sites, you're going to have users that have been here for so long, they would actually love it if they were participating and sharing the content. So this is how you can have your membership website being maintained without you having to produce content all the time. Then the number 3 is group products and modular courses where people have access to you. And so for that, it's like the live group programs. And these are like a little bit more expensive because people have access to you through Q&A questions, for example, online Facebook support, etc., or email support, for example. But this is done by groups. The number 4 business model that I wanted to share with you is the one-on-one consulting or coaching business model. It's very common because you can start with, for example, one customer at $1,500, for example. And this allows you to just find one person to spend this, to be accessing you one-on-one, instead of selling 15 products at $100 with the knowledge. What's really important into this business model is what we call the know, like, and trust factor. So that means that you will have upfront more relationship building to do. You will have to make sure people know about you. So get into, get in front of them and have a website, etc., and share knowledge. Then they will like you, and then they will trust you. So with enough contact with you, they will start to know you, like you, trust you, and then they will be able to make a purchase from you. The number 5 is the service that is called done for you services. So that's where you're really doing the thing for people. So for example, if you're a website designer, you are doing the website for the person, or you're making a Facebook ad for a person. You can do that as well for decluttering the home. I know Steph has this business. So basically, instead of teaching people how to do it, though she could have this type of business model, she might be able to just say like, okay, I'm going to charge even more and I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to come to your place and I'm going to declutter, etc., etc. So those are the 5 business. Selling info product or group program like ebooks, videos, etc. Membership site for recurring income, group product and modular courses with live access to you, and then one-on-one consulting and coaching, and then done for you services. So I really want you to tell me in the Facebook group, Finding Yourself Abroad, what business model do you feel attracted to the most? That's really, really important. And it really defines what lifestyle you may have after that. Now, you may say, I have so many ideas, Gail, I have no idea which one is necessary. So for that, if you have too many ideas, it's going to be a very simple way to know which one is the best. You're going to have to test and try them. So start with one idea and test it for 10 days. Test it, around people around you, people in Facebook group. You're basically sharing your idea and see if people are like, oh yeah, great, I would love that. Make sure you're in the right setup, like if you go into, let me try to find an example. If I am a business coach and I go into a group talking about Tupperware, I'm not necessarily going to find my target there. But if you are like a declutter expert, you can go into Facebook. I don't know which one exists, but you can go into Facebook group like let's say there is one that is named Clean Your Mess, or like having the Facebook group, or like events around you to talk about what you're doing and see if people are interested. And so, then basically the simple way to know is really to test. And it's really important because before you put money into the drain of advertising, you got to build your money into a smart way, and you got to test your idea before. So, I'm sorry, it's a recording, so I would love to ask you if you have any questions. Definitely go into the Facebook group if you have any questions and send them there and tag me so that I can answer. And tomorrow at noon, what I will do is that I will, on Periscope at the beginning, I will ask if there is any questions, if anybody has viewed the video number 1 and have any questions. Let's do that. Now, 3 questions to ask yourself before starting your own business. So now that you've listened a little bit about the different business models, structures, I want you to think about, okay, what are you going to do? The first question is, if I could do anything, what kind of work would I be doing? And so for that, look at what's the thing that makes you lose track of time? What makes you feel powerful and free and brings you joy, basically? Something that makes you feel good to yourself. Another alternative is also like looking back at your accomplishments and the one that you really felt easy and happy to do. And so the second question that I would like you to answer is, do you love activity number X or number 1? So let's take the example for coaching. Do you love coaching? Does it really bring you most joy? And that's why it's super important to test for 10 days. Because I remember when I wanted to do coaching, I was like, okay, I understand a certain way what it is, but I want to know if really I can do that for 10 days. If, it's nice to coach somebody one night, but what is it to have somebody for 3 months or 6 months? What is it to have somebody in a retreat with me? That's really important. The number 3 question is, do you believe that coaching loves you in return? This is a question that comes from Elizabeth Gilbert's book named Big Magic, and she uses that as writing. She's asking writers, like, do you think that writing loves you in return? And it's really important because sometimes, we try to force a passion and it's really bringing us a lot of suffering. And so I want you to think, because a passion doesn't need to have, you don't need to suffer for your passion, basically. And if it's bringing you sleepless night, this is not the lifestyle that you want to have. So definitely do not choose a business based on like, oh, you should do this, it's a good idea. You should do your business based on, I love this, it's bringing me joy, it's easy for me, and I could do that forever without noticing the time. And it's really, like, I don't want you to be like addicted to suffering. Like, we are going to drop the victim mindset if we have any, and we will basically make sure that we make the right choices, that in the long term it's really fulfilling for us. It's not just another way to try to be smart and strategic and I don't know, choose to be like having a business. Like, I could, for example, have opened a business of being a consultant in flavor industry, but I didn't do it because that doesn't light me up. Because yes, I can do it. It would be very strategic to work with multi-million companies and corporations, but I didn't want to do that. So really, you don't need to suffer while creating a new career, and you don't need to have had ton of suffering also in your life to be able to coach and mentor other people. So, when a lot of people who are coaching were like, I was in debt for like 50K and this happened to me and I don't know, I slept on the street or whatever. No, like I don't have a story like that. My life was pretty awesome. Up to the point where I thought I had to redirect it a little bit to match better my values and keep in integrity with myself. So I don't have, like a story where something bad happened to me when I was a kid, etc. You don't need that to coach. You definitely don't need to have some suffering and deep stuff. If you do, you can help other people passing that step if you have passed it yourself, but you don't need to, this is not a requirement. So I want to know, how these questions feel for you. So when you answer them into the Finding Yourself Abroad Facebook group, don't hesitate to tell me that. And if this is really, if this is challenging and overwhelming for you, I understand. I've been there. It took me 2 years to make the leap. And I wanted to let you know that I opened 5 spots in my calendar this week to basically help you identify what's missing for you to get the clarity you want onto your business idea, or what do you need to tweak if you already have a business idea that doesn't work perfectly. And so you can go to calendly.com/Gail Lecourt. So it is calendly.com/GAELLELECOURT. And then when you are in my calendar, I would like you to select the Biz Breakthrough assessment. And so that will basically be a 20-minute business breakthrough assessment that I will do, where we can talk together. You can tell me about your business and I can tell you what's missing or what needs to be tweaked, so that you can keep going, in the challenge and the other days and not feel overwhelmed and stuck at day one, because I definitely do not want you to feel overwhelmed and stuck on day one. So to recap, we've seen 5 business models for service-based business online, and then I shared with you the 3 questions you need to ask yourself to start your own business. I definitely want those answers into the Facebook group Finding Yourself Abroad. Now let's talk about the 6 clarity checkpoints that determine whether your business is going to fly or sink. So people pay for transformation. Okay, this is really important. People pay for transformation. So the first checkpoint that you have to ask yourself is, what could I offer them that would transform their lives? And you have to go beyond, like to take the example of Steph's business about decluttering. I've been onto your website a little bit, and to me, it's not clear yet on your website. I mean, in my head it's clear and I know what you're trying to make, but I think that in your website it's not totally clear for somebody who is not into the industry to know what it could do for them, how it would transform their life. Because here, decluttering, we are not talking about it's just gonna make your kitchen clean, and you're gonna find where are the spices when before you were looking super hard to know where the spices are, or they were expired or whatever. Having an environment that is really decluttered allows people, you know, to have more clarity into their head, to be more efficient into whatever they are doing, and ultimately it's really it's linked to their decision-making power, and it's linked to their capability to let go of the past to start the future, and all of those things. So really think about beyond, like, you know, the first benefit that it is a kitchen that is clean, for example. Now, the second checkpoint is, what pains do they feel? What problem can I solve for them? And Steph, again, I feel that is not clear onto your website because it's plenty of pictures of super clean space. And so somebody who is in pain of having their space cluttered will not know, like, they will not connect with you. They will not connect with your website. So really make clear what pain do they feel. Then you ask yourself, can people pay for my service? This is really like where, if it's no, sorry guys, you got to find another business idea. So the number 3 is, can people pay for it? Then, second layer on the payment and money story, are they willing to pay for it? Because maybe somebody is going to have like $10,000, but what you're offering, the transformation, they're not willing to drop you $5,000 to get it fixed. So in other words, the number 5th checkpoint is the pain worth paying to get out of it? Because if it's not worth it, if the pain, they can live with it, they're not going to do it. They are not going to do it. I'm sorry. So we have, what could I offer them that would transform their lives? What pains do they feel? What problem can I solve for them? Can people pay for it? Are they willing to pay for it? Is the pain worth? I don't know. I don't know if my it's not worth. It's worth. WORTH. Is the pain worth paying to get out of it? And then the last checkpoint is, what are you helping them to be, have, or feel? So you have to understand that the transformation you're going to bring into people's life is they're going to be X, or they're going to have Y, or they're going to feel Z. So that's all what I wanted to talk to you about today. Sorry again for the little technological difficulties. It just happened again, like my phone, I recorded the maximum length, so I just have 8 minutes to finish now, and I'll try to like paste them together into one video. So for today, that's it. Tomorrow we're going to talk about overcoming the fears that prevent you from getting started. I'm going to go over the 9 most common fears, and I will let you know, how to debunk them, basically. I want you to please join me on Periscope tomorrow. Like, Facebook Live is not going to work, like I mentioned. So definitely get on Periscope. And remember to post your insights, please, on Facebook community. It's called Finding Yourself Abroad, to get a chance to win the 1-hour coaching session with me, and also to let me, help you and hold that space for you, and also to keep you accountable for the intention that you set for this challenge. Make sure you join live and ask a question each day. This is really important, because the difference is, if you take actions and ask questions, this is one step forward your business being successful, instead of just sitting here and watching webinar and reading newsletter and all of that things, taking information in but not doing anything with it. So just also before I end this video, I want you to remember that I have room to take 5 of you into a business breakthrough assessment over the next couple of days. And so if you need my help to identify what you need to be clear on your business idea and what you may need to tweak or what you're missing, then just book a complimentary 20-minute business breakthrough assessment with me. And that way we can talk about it. You can go to calendly.com//Gaëlle Lecourte. So it's CALENDLY.com/GAELLECOURT. So thanks again for just like this rough day one start. Definitely tomorrow I hope it will be better. Thank you very much. Please share the vibe you're in, share the insights you have onto the Facebook group. And for Periscope, it's basically following me at the Lecourte Coaching. And make sure you're also joining the mailing list if you want to view some of the videos, review them after. All the replays are going to be sent at the end of this challenge with a workbook summarizing all the little questions and exercises I give you over. So that way you can dive deep. So tomorrow, same time, same place, meaning Periscope at noon New York time. Enjoy the rest of your days and hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.